The Prince of Pan-Africanism is here. Y'all remember Mr. Umar? We've covered him a few times here. In fact, we've done some reaching out to him multiple times over the course of Too Strong's existence. And unfortunately, he has not been so kind to acquiesce to our request. Well, recently he's been on camera and he's looking a lot worse for wear. Now, if you remember, he's still supposed to be doing that school. I think it's like what, 10, 12 years now, maybe more. He's been waiting this, we've been waiting on the school. And we have some bad news for everybody. At least he does. And if he does look a little bit weird, it's because he'll tell you why. For what we can see, he looks a little disheveled, like he might be going through a rough time. And he's going to tell us what that rough time is. However, there seems to be some discrepancies in what he's saying versus what he tells you in a private conversation. We'll get to that in a second. We surely will. But let's listen to what Mr. Umar, I can't call him doctor, y'all. I just can't. I'm going to listen to what Umar got to say about what's going on with him. With him.
Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. Peace and Pan-Africanism, peace and Pan-Africanism. This is your big brother, Dr. Umar Ifatunde Oguntade, Intercontinental Ifatunde RB Jesus, coming to you live and direct from Philadelphia. I have a very important message. I'm only going to keep you about 5 minutes.
The video is 9, so maybe... maybe he needs a school for himself to learn how to count. Secondarily, I have never heard that much titling on a name before in my life. Especially the amount of Tundes he's got added to it. I'm not quite sure if that's a true African way of doing it. Which country in Africa does that? I don't know. I'm look, you're just as lost as me. Okay, but happy Pan-Africanism Day, whatever that means.
I have a very important message. I'm only going to keep you about 5 minutes. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my continental Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Australian Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Caribbean Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Africans in Europe and Asia. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Brazil and my South American Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to Panama and Costa Rica, my Central American Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my Canadian Africans. Peace and Pan-Africanism to my New York, my Carolina, my Texas, my Phoenix, my Philly, my Jersey, my Maryland, my Baltimore, my Georgia, my Florida, my Arkansas, Alabama, Detroit, Chicago, St. Louis, Kansas City Africans. It's your big brother, King Kong.
That's the first time I'll agree with you, King Kong. Secondarily, he keeps interchanging cities and states, almost like he doesn't know which one's which, and he just figured he'd throw out the biggest ones he can find, the biggest names, known names. I'm curious as to what his problem is right now. And I wouldn't, hey, Umar, hear me out, brother. I know you probably wouldn't consider me brother. I would be one of those unredeemables. With the amount of people out there that you say exist that hate black people, I wouldn't put the term King Kong on your name, man. Just look, don't give them more arsenal and fodder. Just refrain from that. That's not a term of endearment. Okay, cool.
I need y'all to listen up. I got a very important announcement. I need y'all to listen up. I got a very important announcement. I'm only going to keep you a few minutes.
Right.
This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple of dollars. This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple of dollars.
Okay, look, maybe y'all might be... Why you got to repeat it? We heard you the first 18 times you said it, bro. Don't tell me you're going to say it a third time. Let's see if I'm right.
I logged into my account just to check my balance because I haven't done so since I left for South Africa back on July 10th.
July 10th. You go that long without checking your bank account? That's a problem, Umar.
Only to discover that I could not log into my account. So then I called the bank to find out what was going on. And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account. The bank that I've been with since I was a teenager told me they had no record of my account.
Umar, you're lying. Okay. Just I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. You're lying. You is lying. You lying. They got no record of your account, but they tell you to enter your card number. Okay.
So then I called the bank.
But you just said you called the bank. Okay, let me back it up. Maybe I'm maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna try and keep track of this.
The bank that I've been with since I was a teenager told me they had no record of my account.
That's what he just said. Cool.
So then I called the bank.
Yeah. That's who you were just talking to. You said you called the bank and they said that they had no record of your account. So then you called the bank again? Okay.
And the bank told me that my personal account, as well as the independent Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy account, have both been frozen.
So, you know, I've just come in. I'm gonna give y'all some personal information here. I know you didn't ask for it, but dadgummit, I got to. I came off a very rough weekend with migraines. Okay, it was a rough weekend, man. When I tell you it was rough, it was rough. And that headache, it whooped me bad. This brother is whooping me worse than that migraine. I'm telling you now. You just said they had no record of your account. No record of it. Phew, gone. Record's gone. That's what you say. The bank you've had since you was a teenager is gone. And now you're saying it's frozen. Frozen, gone. Gone and frozen. Not the same thing, Umar. I can see why that school ain't never gonna open, especially if you behind it.
Both bank accounts have been frozen. Both bank accounts
have been frozen.
And I was told that there is an investigation into my personal account as well as the school account. I asked them, was this due to suspicion of any fraud on my part? I was told that it was not due to suspicion of any fraud on my part, but I was told that it was due to suspicion of fraudulent activity.
Now, any of y'all have bank accounts? Especially if you're going to have hear me out again. When you have a business account, okay, which is what he says he has, right? They got something called fraud prevention. And what happens is the bank will call you and say, we have suspicious activity. And they'll ask you to verify certain charges or certain logins. It's a natural part of the fraud prevention situation. And then if you don't reply to that, then they go ahead and take certain measures. But you are aware because they do contact you either by phone or by email or by text. Anyway, continue, Miss. I don't. Go ahead. Let me ask you now, since that's how you speak. Ask you to verify what exactly is happening with the bank. Go ahead.
I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account.
Oh no! Who? Please tell us who.
I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account in the FDMG account.
You said that.
I was told that someone has been trying to gain access into my personal account and the FDMG account.
Okay, cool.
Brothers and sisters, if you have sent a donation to FDMG, let's give it until the end of the month to see if this gets cleared up. They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude. They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude. If you have sent a check or money order donation to FDMG, let's wait until August the 1st, Black August, and see if this situation has gotten cleared up.
I think the video probably would have been 5 minutes if he didn't spend 5 minutes saying the same thing over and over and over and over and trying to seem really adamant about the point. But the other thing and reason people do that is because they're blatantly lying. So hey, just saying, repetition doesn't always prove right.
They told me they sent me a letter to this point on July the 10th, the day that I left for South Africa. I was told that the timeline of suspicious activity was June 25th to July the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
I was told that the timeline for suspicious activity was between June 25th. That's when Medea went public. Everybody knows who Medea is. July 25th, that's when Medea went public. July the 10th, that's when I left for South Africa. July the 10th, that's when I left for South Africa. So y'all know my suspicion. And if we find out that's the case, they will be sued and possibly arrested because fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense.
Umar, hear me out, brother. Hey, look, hey, if you genuinely believe that Tyler Perry and TD Jakes got any time to deal with your behind and your money, you are under a strong delusion, brother. I'll speak like you. You are under a strong delusion, brother. You are under a strong delusion, brother. TD Jakes got more money than you will ever have in your whole life. Tyler Perry is a billionaire. He has no need for what money you got. Why would they be hacking Umar Johnson's bank account, brother? Why would they be? No, I'm not going to do that 3 times. I'm not. Umar, get some help, brother. Get some help. You look like you've been under the influence. Just somebody that's been seeing. I've seen some stuff. The puffiness, the swelling of the face, the look. You look, the sweating. You look like you've been abusing some stuff, and you've not been getting enough rest. Get some rehab, brother. Get some rehab.
Fraudulent activity on a bank account is federal offense. Fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. Again, June 25th to July 10th is the period of suspicious activity. That is from the time Medea went public and I left for South Africa.
What does Medea going public have to do with you, though? There used to be commercials back in the day. There was a commercial back, and y'all remember this? It was in the 80s, I believe, late 80s, early 90s. And the commercial started off in a kitchen, okay? And the kitchen had a cast iron pot, you know, right sitting there. And you just hear the and the egg crack, and it falls in the pot, and it would say, "This is your brain." And when you crack the egg in the pot, this is your brain on Umar. All of a sudden, you start to believe everybody, even black people, after you. See, I say, hey, look, it'd be your own people, I guess.
Between the time Medea went public and I went for South Africa. So brothers and sisters, if you want to make a donation to FDMG, you must send it to PayPal. Hold off on the checks and money orders until the situation is resolved. Hold off on all FDMG Academy money order and check donations until the situation is resolved.
Listen to about a neat thing I found out about PayPal, by the way. When you do donations, not just send money, there's a difference between sending money in PayPal and doing what he said, which is a donation. When something comes into PayPal as a donation, little case probably most don't catch on to, you have to have, guess what, linked to PayPal? A bank account. Yeah. And a valid open bank account too. Yeah. Otherwise you can't get the donations. But he's asking them to send the donations to PayPal with a bank account that's no longer available to him. Okay.
If you want to make a donation to FDMG, send it through PayPal. Right? PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. paypal.me/FDMG Academy if you want to make a donation to the school. Hold off on checks and money orders until we find out what the hell is going on. The bank is investigating the fraudulent attempts on our account.
Mind you, a check and a money order can be opened and cashed without having his bank account. You can go to the bank, which the issuing person is, and cash the check. He doesn't have to have a bank account for that. The money order, he still doesn't have a bank account for that. Secondarily, he can take those, open a different bank account in a completely different bank, and deposit those checks. There are options, Umar. There are options. So many options. But something tells me that you never had what you said you had, which is why you don't want to give the many options that you could possibly have. Anyway.
If I find out Medea and Pastor Bussy had anything to do with this, I was told that they can be arrested for federal offense.
No, they can't. No. You can't just say, I'm going to go. No, that's not how. Umar, come on, man. Okay. You just told us you don't know how long the investigation is going to go for, right? And how did you even remotely come up with this idea that those two might be part of the investigation if you have no information about the investigation, which you already told us that you have no idea what the bank is doing? You know, we've always said this. If you're going to have a lie, make it simple so you can keep track of it. Umar didn't follow that number one rule.
I was told they can be arrested for federal offense. I was told they can be arrested for federal offense. Now, with that being said, brothers and sisters, Dr. Umar has access to no money right now.
Oh.
Because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary.
No, I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'll wait.
So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency.
You are now the Prince of Panhandling. That's you are now the Prince of Pan-African Panhandling. That's gonna be your new overarching title. Dr. Umar, Prince of Pan-African Panhandling. Dr. Umar, Prince of Pan-African Panhandling. I might have to make you a t-shirt, send you one.
So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself until my bank account is frozen.
Until it's frozen? Maybe that was a misspoke. Huh?
Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back.
You know, I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying not to go back to the ER, really, is what I'm trying not to do, is not to go back to the ER. I really am. I am not wanting to go back there, but this Negro is trying to send me there in spades.
And open up a new account, please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal.
Then open a new account. Just open a new account. Unless you don't know how to do that.
My personal PayPal account is Umar the Psychologist at yahoo.com. So that's paypal.me/Umar the Psychologist. PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist. PayPal.me/UmarThePsychologist. PayPal.me/Umar the Psychologist. Or hit my Apple Pay using my cell number 215-989-9858. 215-989-9858. I've never asked the people for $1. I have never asked the people for $1.
Lies upon lies. That's all you ever did was ask for money, buddy.
In my life, I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I've only asked you to donate to the FDMG Academy for boys. I don't have any sons. I have 2 daughters. So the FDMG campaign is a selfless project, mission, and service to provide our boys with the education that they deserve. But right now, I don't have any money because my account was frozen by my bank because someone has been trying to hack into my account, hack into FDMG Academy account. So the FDMG Academy account is frozen. My personal account is also frozen. That means we're going to lapse on our utility bills. We're going to lapse on our internet bill. We're going to lapse on a lot of our bills at FDMG. The bank is not giving me a timeline as to when this situation is going to be resolved. If I don't have Cash App, nor does FDMG have Cash App. I do not have a Cash App. I only have Apple Pay and PayPal. If you can spare a few dollars, send it to my Apple Pay, 215-989-9858, 215-989-9858, or my PayPal.
I think we've heard considerably enough so we can get into this. What you are seeing on the screen before you is what we have been trying to get a hold of him about. If you would read this in the top corner, it says, "What are your rates for a 1-hour interview?" Now, mind you, this was fairly recent. Good Garvey Day. You got to stick with the Pan-African greetings. Podcast interviews are $3,000 for virtual, $5,000 in studio, or $6K with an in-person public audience and a round-trip air ticket. If your studio is within 2 hours drive of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, then no air ticket is needed. A 3-hour duration is allowed for in-person interviews and 2 hours for virtual interviews. A 50% deposit is needed to confirm payable via PayPal, Venmo, Apple Pay, or Zelle, with balance due before the interview begins. So as you can see, we offered him a audience, and this way he'd be getting paid. He wants that money. You need some. Okay. Due to my travel schedule, weekdays and evenings are better than weekends unless I'm scheduled to speak in your city. Interview includes pre and post marketing on my social media pages. If interested, please provide me with your preferred date and time for the interview by texting my cell. Umar Ufatunde Punamunde Kamunde Kamanunde. And he goes on to give all his other names and whatever else he got going on at Fatunda University. And anyway, he goes down. So then we say, how about you give us 30-minute recorded interview for $500? I see you need the money and we can't afford our normal rates. Good opportunity for both of us. Thoughts. Remains delivered. He never read it because he don't want to talk no more. Apparently he does not need that money as much as he says. Apparently, Dr. Umar, for all intents and purposes, is saying that he got no cash and he broke and he need help and he don't ask somebody for no money. When he's presented with the opportunity to come on a platform to discuss even that problem, no money is needed there. Umar is a liar. You will never get that school. He is a panhandler. He's not Pan-African anything. He has never been about black people. As much as the good things that people think he speaks about, he does not like the black American. He does not. He is about grifting and stealing and taking and abusing. If you look at the man's face, and we'll go back to his face so you can see it for yourself. This is a man that has been on substances. He has not been doing with the money what people think he's been doing with it. This new bank account issue that he's talking about has no grounds in reality. There's no hacking going on with his account. Tyler Perry ain't trying to, a billionaire is not going to go after somebody like Dr. Umar. TD Jakes ain't got time for that. Come on now, people. This man has been grifting black America for the last 15 years. And he's done a masterful job at it. We've been trying to expose him for years now. People don't want to hear. You're never going to get a school to help black America because he does not want to help black America. He doesn't want to help black people, period. The man is a grifter. The man knows how to make money. And he knows how to steal money. Do not fall for this. I know we laugh a lot, and this was hilarious, but this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Don't buy into it. Don't give into it. Don't give the man no money. Otherwise, in fact, there was a live that's happened where he was given some money and somebody gave him like $10 and he said, next time make it 20. Like, come on, you begging and you still, come on, bro. Anyway, whatever your thoughts about this guy is. Out, man, look, tell us, please, tell us. You believe him? You believe he got hacked by T.D. Jakes and Tyler Perry because they want his money? Because he got a school he ain't never opening? You let us know. Maybe we just reading them wrong and we just need to give the man a chance and stop being so hateful. Whatever. Let us know. I'm looking forward to your comments on this one because it's been going crazy, ham. People have been roasting him, and I think for good reason, but you may have a different reason why we shouldn't be. And I look forward to reading that reason soon. Oh, and one last thing. I know I was looking forward to your comments, but I do have a parting question and statement to give to Mr. Umar. Brother, please get some help. You need it badly. Rehab is there. It's available. If anything you get that money for, use it for that.